Yeltz TV are proudly sponsored by the Big Pet Store and Ace Embroidery. The links will be left in the description on the YouTube video that we will post later. Hello and welcome to another live podcast here on Yeltz TV. I'm Matt Poncher and again I am joined by Reese.
That's me.
So let's get straight into the podcast. So we're going to start straight away by talking about Trafford. Now, for those of you who follow the Twitter, you will have noticed that it was Yeltz TV's first away game. So I'm going to hand you over to Reese because I didn't actually go. So Reese, if you'd like to tell everyone about the scoring.
Wow, a trip up to Manchester. Well, certainly enjoyable one for Yeltz TV. Let's be honest. Sad you weren't there, Matt. Such a shame.
I know.
And well, we did get a friendly welcome from the staff, and we were really pulled in by the staff. They really wanted us there, so we were quite pleased with that they took a real shine to us at the media, and we really respect that, and we really thank them for that. But as we got to the game of football, it was really a 2-0 win for Halesowen. The first half, tough half. Both sides played well. Both sides had a fair amount of chances. But it was the second half where, well, an unlikely goal come from Christian Green after the ball come through from Eyston Christie, who'd done most of the work, and then put a ball through for Christian Green, who'd managed to run all the way up the right wing, run into the box, and smash the ball past the keeper. Now, then we had a substitute bringing Robert Thompson-Brown on. His goal in the 85th minute, which ultimately got the 3 points for the Yeltz, it was a piece of skill from the player, absolutely brilliant. As he took the ball, took it round three players before, well, I would say poking it into net, but he got a bit lucky with the keeper messing it up and giving it some way into the net. So really, it was a good win for the Yeltz. We went up to 15th place, and we're starting to gain some momentum. We're getting up the table as well. So it's quite positive the win away for us.
Yeah, and it's a shame I wasn't actually there because it sounded like it was a good game. And to be honest, we came out with the 3 points, and we did actually deserve them in the end. I think second half performance was better than the first.
Yeah, a lot better. More promising. It was more of a team effort in the second half, even though like it's a football team effort is needed. But I mean, we seemed to gel a lot more and play the ball around a lot more. And Christie played really well that day. I mean, he was quite strong, and the defence just couldn't handle him. Even when we come into the ground, and me and Dan, one of the cameramen, were walking down, and we heard the coach say, "Watch that number 9. He's a handful." So they knew what Christie was going to be like before the game even started, and he really proved that afternoon. So he played really well, and I think Christian Green also had a good game, even though the goal possibly helped him to that goal. But I think the goal proved that he had a really good game, and I think it's only his second goal. It's his first. He hasn't scored very often for us, so I will admit that. But I think it's either his first or second goal. I'm not sure, but it's not usually one to score.
Yeah, what we're going to try and do now for you guys is we're going to actually try and get the goal up on the screen. Now, we haven't actually tried this before, so it'll be a test to see if it actually works. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to see if we can get the goal up. So,
well, yeah, hopefully this works.
Yeah, Reese, if you can see the goal, if you'd just like to talk us through it, then we're going to start just further back if I can. If it loads, we're going to start from here. So, Reese, if you'd like to try and talk us through the goal.
I'm not gonna lie, Matt. I can't see anything.
I don't know if anyone else can see anything at home.
Is it the first or the second goal?
It would be the first goal against Trafford, yeah.
So basically, I don't know if this is in time. So this is entirely my fault if it isn't in time. But Christie picks up the ball on the left wing. I think he overpowers a couple of defenders before playing quite a nice through ball into the box for Christian Green to run in and smash the ball into the net. So it was a brilliant goal. I mean, it was Christie who did most of the hard work, but obviously the most important piece of work in that build-up is to get the goal. For being a wing back, to score a goal like that was quite impressive for a player of his position, as he's not expected to score like that. So. Yeah, it was a good goal for Green. I mean, it definitely does boost his confidence to go up front more, because since him just being like a right back and moving into the right wing back, he's playing a lot more. He's playing a lot more promising football as well. So I think it was a good goal for him.
Yeah. So we just had a tweet come in the video was working, but
Oh, right,
because
okay. That's my
set
internet.
up from when
I
other,
apologise.
yeah,
My internet.
no, it's not you. From when other people speak, like when I was playing the video came on, but when you were speaking, Reese, it changes
Ah, right, okay.
photo. So that's a mistake at the moment. So we were testing it out anyway. So yeah. So last week I found a question. So again, we've got another question for you guys listening at the moment. So the first one. Last year at the Grove, we beat Gresley 5-0, but who were the goal scorers? Now, we want you to tweet in. You can tweet us at Yeltz TV. So send in your tweets, send in your answers. We're looking for the 4 goal scorers that day. We're going to discontinue the own goal. So if you can tell us, if you tell us who scored, if you do know who scored the own goal, we'd be very happy to hear your knowledge. And the second question, which is a pretty good one. Our captain Joe Hall shares a surname with a football club, but can you name any of the players that have a club in their name?
That's a tough one. That's a very tough one.
Now, yeah, me and Dan were thinking of some earlier. We came up with a few ones, but we want to see what you guys can think of. So if we move now on to Tuesday night against Hensford Town. Terrible weather conditions, Reese.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as bad as Ramsbottom. Let's be honest there. I mean, Ramsbottom somehow they managed to just keep going, and the respect to the fans and the groundsmen who kept the game on for Ramsbottom. That's a long time ago now. But I mean, Tuesday night. I mean, I got to the ground and I got off the bus, and literally the heavens opened, and I got soaked before I even got in the ground. So I wonder what it was like for the players who come off in. The Hensford players come on in white kit, and they literally went off brown. They had that much mud cover them. So, you know, it's obviously a good British game. Like, obviously the weather's known for that, but yeah, it was definitely a wet condition game, and it was really fast because of the pitch being wet and really fast.
It sounded like it was a very tough game for Halesowen to play in, and they did lose 4-1. But we'd like to thank the 151 supporters who actually made their way to the Grove on a wet night, and I think your support was really appreciated during the game.
I was going to say, yeah, even though the result didn't come out the way a lot of us hoped. I mean, the support was brilliant as usual, and it kept a positive spin on the game, definitely. I mean, the first half we played really well, and it was a shame to come out that much of a deficit in the second half, but that it shows really that how Hensford are doing in their league. I mean, I think they're mid-table at the moment. They're quite a strong side. I mean, we might have beaten them in August. It was August, yeah. We might have beaten them in August in the pre-season friendlies, but they really have proved that they've changed as a team in these last 4 months, something like that. But they've really improved, and they really proved why they're a side to watch in the rest of Birmingham Senior Cup.
Yep. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try something new. Now, some of you may know Ben. He does a lot of videoing for the club. Now, we're going to invite him into the call. So, Ben, if you'd like to... hello, Ben.
Hello. To review yourself.
Right, so, Ben, you've got a Save of the Month idea going at the moment. So, if you'd like to tell everyone about that.
Yes. Well, as I'm sure you all know, Matt Sargent has been... Well, he's been excellent this season, and he has been just superb, and he's kept us in most of these matches, to be perfectly honest, and some of the saves he's made have been amazing. And we do a goal of the month video, so I think we better recognise the defence, recognise the work that the defence and the goalkeeper does. So I think my save of the month this month will go to it'll go to the save on Tuesday night versus Hensford in the very first minute, and it was an absolutely stunning diving save from the top right-hand corner, and my save of the month.
Yeah, we will be posting that on the YouTube channel, so keep an eye out for that. We have a tweet from Rob Lloyd. He says, looking forward to the visit of Gresley. They'll be bringing a few fans with them. There's a lot of Yeltz men and women up there, so yeah, make your way down. It's going to be a brilliant game. Third qualifying round of the FA Trophy. We could get into the first round proper. And Reece, you don't know about this yet, but I was scheduled not to go to the game, but I have found out that I can actually go now, so I will be down there for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a change, Christ.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be down for first game since Rams put on. Now, I haven't been to the games recently. Thanks, Ben.
What was that, Ben?
Thank you, Ben. So a lot of you, well, I say a lot of you. Some people have asked me, where have I been on the videos? Now, at the moment, I've been busy with work, and I've had mock exams at 2, and they get in the way. So yeah, I haven't been around.
I can agree to mock exams. I've got mock exams coming up, but they're A level, so
yeah,
I've got more reason.
Oh, so have I. GCSE, they're important too. So you know, I will be down at Gresley now, hoping to get some commentary done for the video for the first time in a while, instead of just the basic intros and outros, which I just about managed to record in the other videos. So it should be all right. Gresley, they are at the moment in the league below us.
Wow, so, yeah, they're definitely the league below us. Yeah, but I mean, they're well. I mean, to the side we played last season, they're completely different. I mean, I think they're 4th in the league at the moment. They're improving with most games. I mean, I think the game that I've noticed them that's really stood out was, I think it was their first qualifying round of the FA Cup where they beat Brig, who are in the same league as them 10-0. So you know, I think they can play the football about, obviously by the sounds of it, and we really need to but watch how they play, and hopefully not a banana skinning out of the cup, because I mean this has been an impressive, well, I say run. We've played 4 games in it, 2 rounds, but it's been impressive from Halesowen. I mean, they've just showed determination and not giving up, and I think if they do this against Gresley, then we may have a nice triple. Well, I hope for a nice triple way to a conference size next round. Let's be honest, but we never know. So hopefully we can get a good win from this and be in the hat for the first proper round of this.
Yeah. So in the last round, of course, we were drawn against Blythe. Now we went up there and we managed to get a draw. Ben Hazley scoring his 100th goal to bring the game down to the Grove on Tuesday night. Now, that game, it really did prove that Halesowen had the edge on Blythe to go through to the next round.
Yeah, I think it was unfortunate for them to go all the way back up to Blythe with nothing, and even though we are the Halesowen lot, it was sad to see them fall apart in the final 20 minutes of the game after they'd had quite a strong performance. I mean, we had dominated the game, but they played really strong at the back and they'd withheld really well. But I think if it was a neutral football fan, you'd feel sorry for Blythe, who've got to make that 5-hour journey back home and not be home until at least 4 o'clock in the morning. So you have to feel sorry for them at the same time. But I think from a Halesowen point of view, it's a brilliant win. We played strong in the first half, and we really went for it in the second half. If you see the statistics, that Blythe up front really weren't in the game, and we played really well. And the stats just show it, because there was an Opta statistician sitting next to me on the Tuesday night. So you know, you could tell this game was getting some focus as it was, and I mean, the 2 goals were, well, they were good goals. I can say that. And I mean, I think it was heartbreaking for Blythe to just see that they were going back empty-handed, especially for the journey. I think it was like they wanted what we had on the Saturday. Actually, at least come away knowing we could win on the Tuesday. But it's like the Saturday game. You could see when Ben Hazley got that goal. I didn't go to the game, but you could see on the video that was the worst possible scenario for Blythe they could have had. Get a draw. That was the worst scenario they could have had. And I think they'll be gutted they're out of the trophy. But you need to remember that they've got a massive, absolutely massive FA Cup tie against Hartlepool United on the 5th.
Yeah, they will be hoping
next Friday.
to.
Yeah, I think that was more of a focus. So I don't think they would be massively concerned that they're out of this.
No, and we do play Gresley in the next round, and every time we've played them, we've won 4 out of 5 games, and we've won 3 out of 3 at home, so it's looking good for Halesowen at the moment.
Yeah,
We
I
do
mean,
have
the records,
an answer. Yeah, we do have an answer, sorry, Reese, on our second question about players with football team surnames. Now, Chris Basterfield has said Ace of Charlton. Charlton Athletic.
Charlton Athletic. Yeah, you could say that
Why
with
did
my
we
name.
not? Yeah, there you go. So if you can keep them coming, we've only had one answer so far. If you want me to remind you of the question, then I can in a minute. But Rob has, only because Rob's tweeted us again saying, I'm sure Blythe will be happy with their FA Cup money. And
Yes. Well, yeah, I'd be bouncing around the room with that sort of money in my hand for my club. Yeah, I mean, especially with this being a massive tie. If Blythe take about they got 1,000. How many did they get in against Altrincham? They got loads in there. They got about 1,500 people in there. So they're going to be happy with ticket prices for definite there. But if they could take a couple of hundred, well, I say a couple of hundred, about 1,000 fans up to Hartlepool, they'll definitely be happy with that. And I mean, a win for them, that'd be massive. Like if you look at who had their ground on, if you look at Havant and Waterlooville, you look at how their ground is completely different than it was 10 years ago because they played Liverpool in the I think it was the fourth round, and they got half the ticket. They got half the gate recipient.
The ticket money, yeah.
Yeah, they got half the ticket money, and there was about 40,000. Let's say about 30,000 people in that ground. And if you put £10 a ticket, that's 150 grand almost immediately.
Yeah.
So you know that's going to be massive for a club our level. So I think that's why so many clubs take it so seriously, because the money that comes in for that level is literally hitting a jackpot for non-league sides like us. So you know that's why. I mean it's the FA Trophy. You get a trip at Wembley at the end of it, but you don't get anywhere near the money that you get in the FA Cup in such a short burst. You have to go through the whole tournament to get a good amount of money. So you know that's why. It's sad to see that none of our sides, our level, ever get to the final. But I mean, it's a tough tournament at the end of the day. So you know, it's a good money source. Let's be honest. But half the time, you don't look at the money. You look for the glory and hope that maybe you can take a trophy back home or something like that. But yeah, I think I've completely forgot what we were talking about because I've literally wittered on. But,
it's all right. It's all right. We're going to go back to the question just to remind you guys now. So the two questions we have, the first one is we beat Gresley last season at home 5-0, and we want you to tell us who the goal scorers were that day. So we're gonna disallow the own goal unless you know who scored the own goal, because that'd be
I was there, so I know the own goal.
You can't tell us until the end. Anyone else get it? And the second question, our captain Joe Hall shares a surname with a football club, Hull City. So we're asking you which of the players have a club in their name. So we've had Ace of Charlton Athletic. We could have had Reese Charlton Athletic as well.
Yeah,
so if you can keep your answers coming through. Now we're going to invite Ben back into the conversation to talk about his favourite goal of Yeltz so far. So Ben, hello.
No dodgy music, please.
Oh.
So Ben, if you'd like to take us through one of your favourite Halesowen Town goals.
Well, my favourite Halesowen Town goal, I think ever, yeah.
Ever.
Well, I suppose it's got to be Hazley's against Belper, hasn't it?
I could be that. I mean,
there's nothing else. You know, there's nothing else really that can sort of rival that. You know, that sort of. You know, I mean, Belper at last day of the season. You know, they weren't what we expected them to be. I don't think. I think a lot of fans went up there expecting. I think a lot of fans went up there expecting a loss, and I think we were quite surprised. Well, no, we weren't surprised, but I think some fans went up there expecting a loss.
I mean, especially with the 4-3 loss earlier in the season, and Belper proving to be quite a physical, strong side. I think a lot of people were happy to come away that we got mission accomplished, but I think nerves were really up and high, sky high at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when they did come to the Grove and they beat us 4-3. You know, you blinked, you missed something. This is the Belper side we were talking about at the start of last season, and I think they were a strong physical side. So to beat them and to win the league was brilliant. So yeah, Ben Hazley.
Rob Lloyd's just tweeted us an interesting question here. And he says, why do some football clubs have triangular corner flags and others rectangular?
I mean, if we're going to Premier League clubs, we can say they get the triangular flags because they're in Europa League, but I don't think we'll hear non-league teams in Europe. I can't answer that.
No, there's I don't know, corner flags. Don't really pay much attention to them, to be honest. They just
just a fashion choice for the grounds, you know.
yeah.
I think a question for Rob. Which one do you prefer?
Yeah, Rob, tell us
triangle
which
or
one
square.
you prefer. Or maybe even circle. Who knows? So send in your comments on Twitter. We love having you joining in the conversation. That's at Yeltz TV. You can even send us a message on Facebook if you really want to. So then on Tuesday night, we did something different. You went round with a bucket. So if you'd like to tell everyone what you were doing with that bucket.
Yes, well,
Ben, was it? It was Dan who did all the hard work.
Was it Dan? I don't know. Well,
I will explain. Dan decided that we would go around with a bucket. You know, we'd stick a thing on the front saying donations for Yeltz TV. So Dan went around the bucket. I did the hard work. I did all the hard work, and I said donations for Yeltz TV. I said it all. So hard work was done by me, and we're grateful of your generosity so far, and we will be going around on Saturday again, where we are hoping for a bigger crowd and hopefully some better weather conditions.
Oh yeah, definitely agree with that.
We're so going around.
Yeah, so yeah, all the donations are really appreciated by Yeltz TV. I mean, we can expand the highlights for you to be even better than they already are. So, I mean, we really are grateful for the help you've given us so far, and really, hopefully, if you could just get us a bit more, then really we can bring you some of the best highlights you're going to see in a long time. Forget match of the day, you've got us.
Who needs match of the day when
Yeltz TV?
Yeah, who needs match of the day when you've got Yeltz TV on your laptop waiting for you to watch? And obviously the money will go towards, new equipment for us to use. I mean, we can get new microphones. We have got some new ones, and there was also a couple of cameras we need as well, really. And
we've got some
help us
surprises
with,
up our sleeves, yeah.
It
Definitely
would
got
help
some
us with getting
surprises.
a goal line camera as well.
There you go. There's your surprise.
Right.
Matt just ruined it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Dan, our cameraman's just messaged me and he says, although Dave said hashtag no googling, Dan googled and he said, if you've won the FA Cup, you have the right to use triangular flags. There's a fact for you.
Oh, there we go.
So,
Hey, so
sorry,
what
Dave.
non-league clubs are then? That's an interesting question. If you know any non-league sides that have won the FA Cup, drop us a message. We'll be interested to know.
Yeah, take a photo of their corner flag so we can see. Right, we've got another tweet. Chris again. He said David Villa. Now, I will accept that because it's close enough to Aston Villa.
Why you'd want any affiliation with Aston Villa, though, I don't know.
Oh, I totally agree with Ben there.
Well,
You're going to talk, you're a Birmingham City fan.
Yeah. So yeah, keep your answers coming in. We're still waiting to see if any of you can name the 4 goal scorers.
I know this.
Recently,
Right.
So,
I even know the own goal, which is quite sad.
well, just to give everyone a starter, why don't you tell us who scored the own goal?
The own goal. It was Mitch Hansen who scored the own goal after I think Christian Green hit across, and then he knocked it into his own net. So, yeah, Mitch Hansen scored the own goal for the Gresley. I'll give you that one. But the other 3 you should definitely know. Should we drop them in?
I think the one's quite obvious.
I think we can.
Right, okay. The bloke who scored the 2 goals was considered by Gresley. They were considered the best goal scorer in our league at the time, even though it was quite early on in the season. So, you know, they really didn't like the presence of Ben Hazley at all. So I'll just give it away. Oh, oh no!
Well, this is what happens on live podcast, everybody. Someone had to give it away.
I had to give it away.
Oh, no, I talk, and I get too into it. So there you go. There's your
There's
first
3
answer.
answers
There's
for
Your
you.
first answer. See if you can
there's
get the
3
other 2.
answers,
The other 2 will
really.
be hard. See if you can get the other 2.
Yeah, Reese, don't give anything away.
I'll keep
Please
my
don't.
mouth shut now.
Please don't. No, because I might need to ask you a couple more questions. So, while we're on the topic of questions, I may as well ask you two. Do you two know any players who have surnames linked with football teams?
Well, if you count Christian Green, you've got Forest Green Rovers.
I'll accept that.
Doesn't count. Oh.
Well, it's clever enough. There's green in the name. I personally, myself, would have gone with Antonio Valencia. Because,
Oh,
yeah,
I thought we were just going with Halesowen. I've been sitting here for the last 10 minutes thinking of Halesowen players here.
no, it was everyone, Reese. It was everyone.
Oh, well.
Yeltz
think of
TV
any,
is
really.
best. So, come on, guys. If you've got any player, even if it's just a made-up name now, we'll see if it's right or not, because you never know.
Actually, I've got
Yeah.
another one.
Go
I've
on,
got
Reece.
another one. Right. Miles Weston, who plays for, I think it's Gillingham at the moment, left midfielder. Western Supermare.
There you go. That's about right, I'd say. I won't go back and do that. So we're probably going to wrap up now. So Reese, if you'd like to reveal the last 2 answers for the goal scorers.
Right, you had Joe Hall, who scored a header,
Hull City.
and then you had, I believe, I might not be right here because I can't remember the last scorer, but I think it was Elliot Turner who got the last one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Elliot Turner.
Yeah.
There you go. Couldn't remember if it was another game, but yeah, it was Elliot Turner who got the last one. Ben Hazley with 2 goals, Joe Hall with the opening goal, and then Mitch Hansen with the own goal.
Yeah, very unfortunate for him.
I do want to add one thing. I have just thought of a player.
Go on,
whose
Ben.
name
Here we go.
it is an ex-Halesowen player, and his name was Graham Hyde. Hyde FC.
Oh, there we go. Hyde FC, the best Twittering non-league side going.
There you go.
Right, so I'd like to just say thanks for all the support tonight, all the tweets that have come in, the donations from the Tuesday night's game, and will be round on Saturdays as well. All the views on our videos, followers and subscribers. So, yeah, thank you all for joining us tonight. So from me, it's goodbye, and Reese.
Well, good night and see you Saturday.
Yeah, we'll all see you Saturday. For now, up the Yeltz.